There's a certain kind of exhaustion that isn't physical. It's not from running a marathon or pulling an all-nighter. It's the exhaustion of being two completely different people fighting for control of the same body.
That's a heavy way to start. You're talking about that whole Jekyll and Hyde thing?
Kind of, yeah, but less theatrical. I'm talking about that quiet internal war where one part of you is trying to, build a life, pay the bills, be a good person,
Yeah.
and the other part is just standing there with a match, ready to burn it all down.
The self-sabotage instinct. It's a universal struggle, isn't it?
Yeah,
But it's almost never pretty. And it's usually incredibly loud inside our own heads.
exactly. And that's the territory we're getting into today. We are doing a deep dive into the lyrics of Bryan Martin's song Tug-o-War. And I want to be clear, if you think we're just here to review a catchy country song, you're in the wrong place. This is not a music review.
Not at all. This is more of a case study. We're treating this text as a really raw, unfiltered confession. A confession about addiction, about the self splitting apart, and that terrifyingly thin line between redemption and relapse.
Gritty is the word I keep coming back to. The vibe is so honest, it's almost uncomfortable. It's painfully relatable for anyone who's ever, wrestled with their own demons. So we're not just reviewing lyrics, we are unpacking a psychological state.
Yeah, we're going to look at the swinging pendulum of his behavior, the way he sort of externalizes his urges, and the very real sensory experience of that conflict.
So let's get into the text. It opens with an image that basically sets the physics for this entire world he's living in. He says, 3 sheets on the streets, living sideways.
That phrase, living sideways, it just stops me in my tracks every time. It's so disorienting.
And most people will probably catch the 3 sheets to the wind reference. It's an old saying, right? It means you're incredibly drunk.
It does, but I think we do the text a disservice if we just stop at drunk.
Yeah.
You really have to break that idiom down to its nautical roots to get the helplessness he's describing.
Okay.
In sailing, the sheet isn't the sail. It's the rope that controls the sail. It gives it tension and angle.
So if the sheets are to the wind,
It means they're loose. They're not tied down. And if all 3 sheets are loose, the sails are just flapping wildly. The ship has no steering, no forward momentum. It's completely at the mercy of the wind and the waves.
so this isn't just about stumbling around drunk. It's about a total loss of agency. You're not driving the ship anymore. You're just a passenger on this out-of-control vessel.
Precisely. And then he pairs that with living sideways. I mean, think about that geometrically for a second. Life is supposed to be linear. We move forward, we progress, or, we slide backwards. But to move sideways,
It's a direction with no destination. You're just drifting laterally. You're taking up space, but you aren't going anywhere, like stumbling down a hallway, just hitting both walls over and over.
it's a complete violation of the trajectory we expect from life. And then almost immediately he contrasts this sideways chaos with the one thing that offers stability. He says, I've been clear headwards and read on the right page.
The contrast is so sharp. You go from sideways and 3 sheets, total chaos, to clear head and right page.
The right page, we use that phrase all the time, right? Are we on the same page? But here it feels heavier.
It does. It feels like there's a script he didn't write, but one he is trying desperately to follow. It could be scripture, or maybe it's just the rules of being a functional adult. It's the good version of himself.
The version that pays the bills and stays sober. And this sets up the central timeline of the song, which I find fascinating. He doesn't just say, sometimes I'm good, sometimes I'm bad. He anchors it to specific kinds of days. He says he is between them Sundays and I know where to run days.
Sundays. That carries so much cultural weight.
It's the reset button. It's family. It's church. It's the day you put on a clean shirt and promise yourself you'll be better this week.
It's the day of performative sobriety. But look what he contrasts it with. Not Saturday night, which would be the party.
No, he contrasts it with run days.
Run days. That is such a gut punch of a phrase. It's not party days, it's run days.
It's pure escapism. When the pressure of being on the right page gets too high, he runs. It's the flight response. It's fleeing.
So it frames the addiction not as a search for pleasure, but as a search for oblivion. And the real tragedy is that he's stuck between them.
That's the ambivalence of it all.
Yeah.
You can't enjoy the chaos because you feel the guilt of Sunday, but you can't enjoy the peace of Sunday because you're itching to run. You're just vibrating in the middle.
And that vibration, that brings us to the fragility of it all. He talks about how easy it is to slip. The line is just one flip from the wrong way.
One flip. Not a journey, not a long slide back down. A flip, like a coin.
It's terrifying how close it is. We like to think of recovery as a hill you climb. If you slip, maybe you just slide down a little.
Yeah.
But he's describing a switch, an on-off switch.
Exactly. It shows the binary nature of his fight. It doesn't take some huge catastrophe to ruin everything. It just takes one bad moment, one flip. Heads becomes tails. Sunday becomes a run day.
And the vigilance that must require.
Yeah.
Just to keep from flipping that switch. And then he describes where he is standing. He says, playing crossroads crossing, I'm caught in the middle.
The crossroads. You can't talk about music and the soul
Without talking about the crossroads. Yeah, Robert Johnson.
Right, who supposedly sold his soul to the devil.
Yeah.
But it's deeper than that. It goes back to folklore, to the idea of a liminal space.
A threshold, a place of transition.
Exactly, a doorway, an intersection. You're supposed to pass through a crossroads, you make your choice, and you move on.
But he says he's playing crossroads crossing. He's caught.
He's set up camp in the place of judgment. He's loitering in the intersection, paralyzed. And while he's standing there, paralyzed, things are deteriorating. There's this really cryptic line that I think is key. He says, hanging on by the thread, and that bread is getting brittle.
That bread is getting brittle. It's such an odd phrase. My first thought was maybe slang, bread for money? Like he's going broke.
That's a valid surface reading, for sure. Financial ruin often comes with this. But in the context of the whole song, the spiritual struggle, I think we have to look at bread as an archetype.
Like, give us this day our daily bread.
Precisely. Bread is sustenance. It's life. It's what keeps you going, your inner resilience.
So what does it mean when bread gets brittle?
Well,